This is Kevin Mayo, your American correspondent for Real Ale Craft Beer, and today we're drinking Harpoon 100 Barrel Series, Cambridge Uncommon, India Style Pale Lager. Harpoon is probably the second largest brewery in New England. They have two locations, one in Boston and one up in Vermont. I have visited the Vermont one. The tour isn't all that exciting. You can kind of peek in and that's really it. But they got about 10 or 15 beers on tap there. A bunch of them are like this one. One of things that you don't really see a lot of. So this is a small series. It was brewed by three gentlemen who work at the Boston one, Dave, Zach, and Joel. They did some home brewing. They came up with the IPL, which is kind of I don't want to say it's a hot style, but different guys are doing it now, trying to hop up a lager. So it's a very traditional lager with, even has Saaz hops in it, but it also has Chinook and Simcoe hops in it. And there's a little video on Harpoon's website. It looks like they use very traditional Pilsner style malts to brew it. And then they also did ferment it a little bit warmer, they say, than a traditional lager. It is 6.9% ABV and 66 IBUs. So we're going to go ahead and give this a crack and see what we got. Been trying to use my tulip glasses lately rather than my pints because they should be a little bit better for the concentrating the aromas. So here, let's just put that down and see what we got. It's quite hazy. I'm not sure if it's a chill haze or not. I've had this out warming up for probably a half an hour. Again, I'm thinking because it's a lager style, we should be drinking this one a little colder than we've been drinking some of our ales, and definitely a little colder than we drink some of our stouts and our porters. But a little bit hazy, probably a dark yellow. I wouldn't call it orangey. Got one finger, pretty much white head on it. Fairly tight, crisp bubbles on it. Getting a nice head on the side of the glass. Not seeing much lacing. Let's try our aroma. Really do get a nice burst of citrus. I was really getting orange up front. And then the underneath malt is really just a hint of that toffee caramel. Really more like a bread. Sometimes I go crackers, but this is kind of almost like a slice of fresh bread. Hint of pine. And like I said, that nice citrus. My first one was orange, and then it goes into a little bit of a grapefruit. Really nice, not overpowering, but just a nice aroma on this beer. Let's do taste. Wow, I like it a lot, but it definitely tilts more to the IPA side than it does to the lager side. Really, really nice mouth, or I should say really nice flavor up front. You get that pine, you get that grapefruit. Oh yeah, I said just a nice juicy grapefruit. Some nice pine, then you get a little bit of malt background. Finishes quite dry. You definitely know you got 66 IBUs in there. It doesn't wash over you bitter, and it doesn't build bad, but it does definitely end on a bitter note. I think this would be a good step-up beer if you're getting into craft beer. It's definitely more bitter than if you've been drinking, even if you've been drinking Sam's Vienna Lager. But if you're stepping up, but you're not getting into a palate wrecker or a palate mallet or 100 IBU beer or even a Sierra Nevada Torpedo, which can be quite bitter. It's bitter, but it doesn't overwhelm you. And you do get some of that resin coating on the tongue. I would say that this is a really good beer. I did one of their other 100 barrel series, and it was a Citra single hop beer. And I had it in a bar. It was phenomenal. I had the bottle, and it had gone too far. It lost most of the flavor on it. This one does say enjoy by 12:15. I know, again, from looking at the video, they brewed this first in August. I don't know if this is the first batch or not. I'm not sure how many fermenters they actually use for this one. If they're using a 30 barrel fermenter, that would be 3 fermenters. If they're using a 45 barrel fermenter, so I'm not sure how to get to 100 barrels actually. So, okay, let me give you a score and then we'll move on. I get to go finish this while I'm editing it. I'm going to give this a solid 89 out of 100. Really tasty beer. I would love to drink this again. I would love to find this on draft. I'd love to find it in a bar somewhere. Till next time, keep drinking.